Well, I'm back again, just like a bad penny. Keep turning up. We're getting ready to work on block number 27, water wheel, and I'm going to, I guess it doesn't, I don't have the controls. Okay, I was going to turn you around and let you see the board, but I have to pause to do that. So let's do that, and then we'll come down to the board and show what fabrics we're working with. For water wheel, we're going to be using fabric C5 and C10 and background. And you can probably tell that we're making two different strip sets and 4 at a time, half square triangles, and this is the center. So let's get started. Let's start with our half square triangles. Okay, I'm going to press these open and cut this on the diagonal, and then we'll be ready to set up our block. We have 4 sets of 4 patches, 4 sets of half square triangles, and 1 center. So the half square triangles form what looks like a friendship star. And then the half square triangles, the 4 patches, the color that matches the half square triangle is up against it, and the white is in the corner of each one. So it's forming what looks like a paddle wheel on an old mill. You youngsters probably don't even know what that is, but back in the day, water turned the grist mill that ground the wheat into flour, or corn into cornmeal, or whatever. And it was the water. The water turned the wheel, and it had paddles, and so that's what this looks like. So let's put it together. First, let's start with our 4 patches. Okay, and while I'm at it, I'm going to start on this, the center. good. Okay. Gonna press it, trim it, and I'll be back in a little bit. Block 27, water wheel.
The tale of the old water wheel. Nestled in the heart of the quaint village of Willowbrook, there stood an old water wheel that had been a silent witness to the passage of time. For generations, the villagers had relied on this sturdy structure, which turned tirelessly, harnessing the gentle flow of the river to grind grain and provide power for the community's needs. The origin of the water wheel. The water wheel had been constructed over a century ago by the village's founder, Thomas Willow. Known for his ingenuity and love for nature, Thomas had envisioned a way to harness the power of the river without disrupting the harmony of the landscape. With the help of the villagers, he crafted the wheel using locally sourced oak, and over the years, it became an integral part of Willowbrook's livelihood. A day in the life of the wheel. Every morning, as the first light of dawn kissed the village, the water wheel would awaken with a creaky groan, eager to begin its day's work. The steady whoosh of the river's flow would set the wheel in motion, its wooden paddles dipping gracefully into the water, turning with a rhythmic precision that had become the comforting soundtrack of Willowbrook. The villagers would gather to grind their wheat into flour, sharing stories and laughter as they waited their turn. Children, with eyes wide in wonder, would watch the wheel spin, imagining it as a giant turning the world into motion. A crisis averted. One summer, after weeks of relentless heat, the river began to recede. The water wheel slowed, its usual rhythm faltering. Concerned murmurs spread among the villagers, for without the wheel, their daily routines were at risk. Determined to find a solution, the village elder, Miss Agnes, proposed a plan. She suggested a community effort to clear the riverbank of debris that had accumulated over time, restricting the flow of water. The villagers, bound by their shared history and reliance on the wheel, came together, working tirelessly under the blazing sun. A new beginning. With the riverbank cleared, the water's flow returned to its former vigor, and the wheel resumed its steady turn. The village erupted in celebration, grateful for the return of their beloved wheel. Inspired by this experience, the villagers decided to establish an annual tradition, the Festival of the River, to honor the water wheel and nature's bounty. During the festival, the water wheel was adorned with garlands of wildflowers, and villagers shared stories of the past and hopes for the future. It became a time of reflection and gratitude, a reminder of the resilience and unity that defined Willowbrook. The legacy continues. As the years passed, the old water wheel remained a cherished symbol of the village's heart and soul. It stood as a testament to the power of community and the importance of living in harmony with nature. To this day, visitors to Willowbrook are drawn to the gentle whisper of the river and the timeless grace of the water wheel, spinning with the same steadfast determination as it did centuries ago.
Well, that's it for today. So I'm going to say, be blessed, less stressed, and pet some fabric today. See you later.